Yeah. I prefer you wait until we're done with this. Okay. So we're going to start at equip 9. We already talked about the other ones. So um, starting at number 9. So what are the two opposing views about the origin of the universe, and what is the real truth behind the debate between the two positions that experts and the media get wrong? That's a kind of a that's kind of a convoluted question, but um, um, what is it that um, what does it build as? Let's put it that way. What does it build as? Yes.
Well, it's intelligence versus naturalism. You want me to tell you what it stems down
Yeah. Go ahead.
to? Good science versus bad
Yeah, that was the main thing I wanted you to get. Yes, it's been called intelligent design versus atheism or Darwinism. But if you distill it down, it's the good science versus bad science. Um, Even though it's billed as a battle between science and the Bible, or faith and reason, or something like that. But it's in truth, it's good science and bad science, or reasonable faith and unreasonable faith. Because the title is "I don't have enough faith to be an atheist." Everyone takes these ideas by faith. It isn't just Christians that take creation by faith. The atheists take Darwinism. It's yeah, uh, it's not so much um, science against the Bible. Okay, so name two types of causes and give examples of each. So what's the first one on the left hand side? What's one type of cause?
Intelligent.
Intelligent. So give me, I don't want uh, anyone with the name Josh. Uh, uh, Give me some examples of intelligent causes. Yes. What? Yeah. Yeah. So Mount Rushmore. So it was created. What else? Yes. Yeah. Any building. This building, right? Any building. What else? Cars. The Eiffel Tower. All kinds of things. What's a non-intelligent example for a cause? A natural cause. What's it? Yeah. What? Yeah, the Grand Canyon. What else?
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. What? Grass. Yeah. Yes. The ocean. Good. All of those are true. Um, so, um, what is panspermia and why is it a far out theory? What is spermia? It's a belief that what? Yes. Aliens put the life here, right? Brought life to the universe. Even though there's no evidence of aliens. So, number 12. In summary fashion, what is the overall problem that Klostos, Francis Crick, Fred Hoyle, Chandra, who knows, and Michael Denton have with explaining and proving the evolutionary theory of spontaneous generation? So most of you, not maybe most of you, but a lot of you got this wrong. It's the hardest thing for them to get to get right. So what is that? What?
I got it wrong, so I don't know.
Somebody who got it right, please answer.
Where the first life came from?
Where the first life came from. How we after we get the first life, then they believe there's evolution. But the biggest they can't give an answer to where did that first life come from, because there was there was no life. So how did that happen? And then I added this to that, and I think some of you mentioned this as well. The simplest life form is so complex, and the more it is studied, the more they realize that that it is so completely complex, even just a one-cell amoeba. And then also their attempts to create life from non-life only lead to a deeper understanding of how impossible it is to create life, because they failed. And even if they succeeded in creating life, it wouldn't prove spontaneous generation. It would prove that it takes a whole lot of intelligence to create life. So even if they did do that, it wouldn't help their cause. 13. Darwinists' blind allegiance is to what kind of philosophy, philosophical ideology? So let's start with that. What is it? It says they have an a priori commitment to a priori just means they made up their minds before.
Reductionism based on counterintuitive ideology.
Yeah, yes, and there are other ways of saying that. Materialism, atheism, and uh, naturalism, spontaneous generation, all of that. It could be all of that. So it's a blind faith in spontaneous generation, which is an act of the will. They refuse to allow God in. So their only options are non-intelligent choices. They won't allow for it. It's like saying it can't be a God, so we got to find something else. We have to find another answer. And I've told you this before. If you have 2 plus 2 equals what? And then your teacher says, but it can't be 4, and it has to be one number. You're never going to arrive at the right answer. Why is more time and more chance? Are we supposed to- Yep. Why is more time and more chance more time and more chance argument not a good one for Darwinists to use in support of their theory? Yes.
Because the reason things that things function the same in the past is that if we keep the notes, so if we reproduce the notes continuously, generate non-living material today, so well, if we keep that that's what happened in the past.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Did everybody hear all that? Yeah. That causes in the past are the same. The causes now are the same. There are a number of other things that could be part of this. Nature does not order. Nature disorders. That's what the second law says, right? Everything tends to entropy. So that makes order less likely. But we need to have order in order to have spontaneous generation. And then the chance that life could form from non-living chemicals is virtually zero. And that's as calculated by scientists, both atheist and theistic alike. They know that the odds of life coming from non-life is virtually zero. And then they talk about chance, right? But chance isn't a cause. Chance is it doesn't cause anything, right? It's a probability. That's all chance is, like flipping a coin. But chance didn't flip the coin, did it? Somebody's finger, somebody's thumb flipped the coin. Okay, in the debate between Drs. Craig and Atkins, what were some things Dr. Craig argued that cannot be scientifically proven?
Math and logic.
Math and logic, do we believe in that? But it can't be proven. What else? Ethical judgments, what's right and what's wrong. We believe in those. We might have disagreements, but everyone has those, yes. Metaphysical truths. Metaphysical is beyond the physical. So our faith would be a metaphysical truth, yes.
Science.
Science itself, yeah. Aesthetic judgments, what's beautiful and what's not. And yeah, then science itself. The scientific method cannot be proven scientifically. And yet every scientist believes and knows it's true. So there can be things that are outside of science that can be proven as well. List and explain the 3 points that demonstrate that science is built on philosophy. And I'm going to read to you what I wrote down. This one's a little bit more dense. So science cannot be done without philosophy, because science is based on philosophy. So it can't be the result of science. So philosophy is not the result of science. Science is the result of philosophy. So philosophy, philosophical assumptions impact our conclusions. If your assumptions are wrong, your conclusions will be wrong, right? You know that from science, you know that from math. If you make the wrong assumption, then everything that comes after that is going to be wrong. And then science doesn't say anything. Scientists do. So the data is interpreted. And then from there, assumptions can get in the way of what is true. And assumptions are not scientific. They make assumptions, but then you have to prove those assumptions for them to be scientifically accurate. And that's the part they don't do. Okay, last question. Except for this. So list 5 reasons why materialism is not reasonable. What's one of them? Okay, what's the whole thing? There is a message in life. Okay, yeah. Yes, that's right. The message in life is or DNA cannot be explained. It's called specified complexity, and it cannot be explained. What's another one?
Human thoughts and theories aren't.
Yeah, and yet we believe we have them. Some days, not always. Yeah, so chemical processes alone cannot explain human thoughts and theories. They cannot be scientifically engaged or proven. But we believe what is said, right? If it's true. What's the next one? Or what's another one? Yeah, if all things were made of material, we'd be able to make life, but we can't, and we haven't. What's another one?
The reason
What?
that reason
Reason itself is impossible.
If naturalism were true, all of human history is a mistake, and reason itself is impossible. I didn't read that.
Okay. Yeah. So if it okay, so I'm going to give you both of these. Word them a little bit. If materialism is correct, not one single spiritual experience ever is valid. If even one of those experiences is true, then materialism is false. I'm going to read that again. If materialism is correct, not one single spiritual experience ever is valid. If even one is true, then materialism is false. And then the last one is if materialism is true, reason is impossible. If everything is chemicals, there's no reason to believe that anything is true. And yet, we all believe things that we believe are true. Not just science and math. We all have judgments that we make that we believe to be true. All of that tends to cause us to believe that there must be something more out there than just the physical. We're going to stop there, and you'll have tomorrow to do your verse mapping after you have your verse quiz tomorrow. And then you'll have the rest of the class to do the verse mapping.